Hey, what is going on, guys? Your boy, the Instant Month of Reside Tan Tigers 01, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Tan Tigers 01. Follow me on Twitch, MCTAN1, and follow me on Instagram as well. I'm here to give you my thoughts on, believe Pacific Rim Uprising. I've seen this movie a while ago, so to the best of my recollection, I'm gonna try and recall what I thought about this movie. I did not see the first Pacific Rim, but it sort of helped me come get up to date. That and I watched this movie with my brother, and he watched the first Pacific Rim, and yeah, it the movie kind of, I won't say exactly started where it left off, but it kind of followed on the first Pacific Rim, and I thought the movie was actually decent. It wasn't good, but it was decent. The problem was it wasn't good because you did not have too much exposition, but you had a decent enough story. I believe it's some sort of alien life form or pre-human life form trying to uh, retake planet Earth uh, from that I believe it was that hole in the ocean or something like that, or a hole in the volcano, trying to cause a catastrophe to wipe out the human race and make it suitable for inhabitation and repopulation by this other species. And the movie was it mostly involved basically a lot of robot action, because it's a Pacific Rim movie. Pacific Rim usually involves a lot of robot action, and it also involved I forgot who the protagonist was played by and what his name was, but it's some dude with a British accent. Him and this little girl, starting to bond, and this guy ending up showing this little girl the ropes on how to operate those robots. I forgot the name of the robots too, but those are some cool looking robots. So I mean, if you are looking for something to watch, just as a the pastime, I would definitely give Pacific Rim a go. It's not like something you should watch two times. Also, that I won't recommend it unless you really like the movie. But me personally, I would watch it twice. I mean, would I, as a casual cinema fan, I'd put it just below Blade Runner 2049, which I thought actually was also which I thought it had a much deeper story. I like the story of Blade Runner 2049. But in terms of action, you could sort of say this is how the Transformers movie should have been. At least the last two, how the Transformers movie should have been, instead of all that stupid bullshit that making Hot Rod French just to appease an SJW fucking agenda. Because the Transformers is a cartoon from the 80s, from the late 80s. Okay, and the animation was made by the Japanese. Okay, and look, this cartoon was made at a time where you still had the Soviet Union. Okay, the original Transformers. If they could stick to something like that, I would have been so much happier. They could move that forward. I would, instead of just force feeding some of this SJW bullshit, okay, let's make Hot Rod from a different nation. Let's make Bumblebee a mute and all that bullshit. Oh, sorry, but I digress. But in terms of Pacific Rim, yes, you also had a slight conflict type of story about the new girl trying to fit in with the old vets and whatnot. The old vets, they did it the hard way. They want the new blood to do it the hard way. So I like that part of the story as well. And this girl, apparently, I think she's occupying a robot, and she actually has heard legends of the original Pacific, the Pacific Rim battle with all the robots. So I think they tied those elements in pretty well. So with but apart from that, there was a bit too much action and a bit like, but that's to be expected from a Pacific Rim movie, and a bit less exposition. But apart from that, I thought the movie was actually pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. If you're looking to pass some time, like definitely give, because right now I believe it's on YouTube. Like, just definitely give Pacific Rim Uprising a watch if you haven't already. So that's it about this casual cinema chat. Sorry it took so long, but anyways, I'm looking forward to what you guys thought of Pacific Rim Uprising. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, TanTiger01, and don't forget to also share this video. This is MC Hammond from the Bengal Dragon signing out.